Hello everybody. I'm here with Liz.
Hello.
So Liz is a friend of mine from uni who used to be a subscriber, then we became friends. Now she's here. This could be you. It's really late. It's it's 12:30 at night. We just had like this really sporadic idea for a video. We're here to talk all about uni and what we wish we'd known when we moved in / let's just have a chat about Falmouth Uni.
There's not really any words to describe Falmouth Uni.
Cannot say that they watch my video. Your friend won't let me graduate. She'll be like, nope. It's like the most creative group of people got thrown into one place that isn't even a city, it's like a high street.
But then you get your random academics
that just think they're so much better than everyone else, but they're not. Then everyone is very respectful, except some people steal your work, but that's a whole other story. Oof. That's the tea. Falmouth Uni is a really weird place, but it's really great, and it's like a massive creative hub, and it's a bit weird when you first come here, which is
I think it does take first term, because I hated first term. And there's a lot to like handle, especially because university itself is really difficult to get used to.
My best friend from home, Vicky, who you guys may well know by now, she's at uni in Birmingham, and her uni life is so much different to like our uni experiences.
But I never really feel like I'm missing out. And like for people that haven't had like friendship groups, like I've never had a big friendship group at school or college, you just suddenly get thrown with like a million friends and you lose like many of them, but that's just how it does. But then the amount that you lose, the more people you know.
Like everyone knows each other. Yeah, it's true though. Like everyone knows of each other. Like I knew Callum, who used to live with Liz, because they were housemates, but he was on the year below me on my course.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not really ever looked at other people's. Of course, you look on Instagram, you're like, oh, you know, I wish that we had those types of clubs. But there's just, I mean, going to the beach is incredible.
We spend so much time on the beach.
The amount of like swimming we've done. I did 9:30 in the morning, but here it's just you text your games room. Like
you just go play pool. Everything is walking distance, and I think everyone finds that also really bizarre, because big cities you can't do that, whereas like everyone I'm friends with lives between like a 5 and 15 minute walk from my house.
But then again, the other days are literally spent with like, you'll hang out with like 5 different people.
Like she's around our house all the time. Like I think you just become so much closer and so much better friends with people so much quicker.
I think you're also allowed to be yourself a bit more. Like there'll be comments, but you just sort of like the confidence you get and the independence you get helps you. Just like I've not once in my course been like, oh, I really wish I wasn't so outgoing or like bubbly, because everyone just makes you feel, and even if people do say things, you sort of just think, I'm here to get my degree. Everyone
is interested in what each other's doing because they all love to be here so much.
Yeah, that's what's nice about it, and compared to London, where I like would look at someone's work and I wouldn't feel inspired. I just feel like really crap about it because I'm not doing as well. But here you can see someone's work and you're like, oh, that's amazing. I'd love to like collab, or you don't really, it's not like bad comparison.
Say like for me, I've always said it, that like being out of a big city when I'm in quite a competitive industry of it's like so music,
it's the most relieving. Like my mental health has been incredible.
It's like you forget about what everyone else is doing because you're not involved in any of the direct drama.
Yeah, it's like a really nice focus on yourself.
Yeah. I make it work. I like go up and down all the time. Like I pretty much.
I went back when I had an ex-boyfriend. I'd go back every month, and it's doable. You just make sacrifices financially.
Yeah, exactly. It is manageable,
and it makes like the friendships I had, the 2 friendships I have at home, are even stronger because you just miss them even more.
And not even that, like your work, if you're going up and back, like back up and down for jobs, like. I mean, I get tired, but like I can do it. Like and my tutors are very understanding that like if I take a week off uni, it's like because I'm doing something good.
I do love having like going back home.
Yeah, I live a double life and I love.
I wanted to stay in London and only applied for London unis, didn't even bother. I did apply for Falmouth, but didn't even bother going to the interview because I was like, it's too far. What's the point in living in a shitty city that I've known forever, that will always be there? Like you have that opportunity to live by the sea, which every time we go to the beach,
we're like, we live here. Like, and I was, Annie said this to me the other day and we were like, that is so corny, but also kind of true, is that like, Falmouth, you look at the sea in Falmouth and it's like the ocean, like an actual ocean.
It's so clear.
It's so clear, and it's then you go to the sea in Brighton and you feel like you're on a seaside holiday.
Yeah, but here it's like an
actual genuine ocean.
You know, bonfire, everyone
and there is a difference between the seas.
Everyone has the same really fun experiences, and it's just so crazy that you can chat to your friends and be like, so Tuesday, bonfire on the beach?
Yeah.
And then
it's
dinner at Gilly or Zizi's.
It's a different and new world.
Yeah, I just wish I'd felt like this in first term, but I think the main point is, if you do feel low, is just to, I don't know, it's hard because you just hear the same crap, which is going to be better, but it just takes time.
So
you can't leave.
So the reason that we met is because Liz followed me on her private Instagram account where she basically just spam posts about her life.
Yeah, it was literally, September was a difficult time because there's just, obviously university is a really difficult.
Love how you're really opening up to my YouTube.
Oh, hello guys, welcome.
So she was posting about it and I saw this thing which was like, I want to drop out of uni, I hate Falmouth, I hate being in Cornwall, I want to be back in London, and I was like, this girl needs help.
This is not
and
true.
I'm coming to the rescue. So I then dropped her a message, went for coffee and Beowulf, went for tea, chatted about everything. I thought you were an absolute lunatic, but yes, a good lunatic. And then we kind of spoke but didn't see each other.
Yeah, it was sort of, I was like
a dating.
It was literally, yeah,
the story of our love life.
It was like I was like, well, I'm not that close with her yet, can I go and say hello? And then I was like, yeah, you know, I've literally, it's just a weird thing. Also, just having watched for like the entirety of my gap year, every single day, like waiting for videos, and then seeing her at uni, like, oh, she's a real person. And then we went out for drinks, and then I found out, as everyone else knows, she's crazy. Like, you're right. Yeah.
I was like, then I befriended her flat because they proceeded to lock me. But that is a whole other story for a whole other day.
It's not, there's that myth that if you don't bond with people in freshers, I am not friends with anyone I met in freshers. Absolutely.
Like, as going into third year, I can now say that the only people that I now still speak to who I met in freshers are Sam and Liam, who I live with.
Yeah.
And that's like a couple of people from my course, like Shard. Living in halls is a strange time.
I would say it's the main thing. I personally had a good experience with, I guess, less bad, but I think it's just, there's too many different personalities. Morally different.
It's so different. And you learn to put up with stuff like that you never thought you'd have to like understand. And wild.
I don't think I didn't even know if other people had this experience at our flat. Our flat was just me getting bullied by my two favourite boys, Callum and Joel.
They're great. They're good friends of ours.
Like, when I say bullied, I mean it has made me a better person.
Yeah, it's not like bullying, like hatred. It's like they'd lock her out the flat and throw her keys away and like hide her shoes and that kind of thing.
Literally people at the bottom. They started slowly, you know, freezing all of my cutlery.
That was funny.
All the things you read online, they do actually happen in some flats. And I'm trying to think, water fights, stealing my keys, throwing my shoes. I mean, for our experience, I don't think it's as bad, but I think it's because the accommodation is really good and Cornwall in general is really good. We started with Kurt and he left after a week because his course was not for him. Then we had Laurie, who left because he wanted to rejoin to another course. And then Ellie left because she had a lot of mental health issues.
So you ended up being a flat of 5 from 8. Yeah, whereas we were a flat of 9. Like, living in a house, I think it's so much better that I lived in halls in first year to kind of figure out how to live with people and how personalities work. But I'm kind of glad I did both. Like, I'm glad that I did that, and now I can live in a house and appreciate the things that houses have, like carpet that isn't blue.
Uni is what you make out of it, especially with our courses, because we are...
I think Kieran's having a one-night stand. Oh, sorry.
That is also uni life, my friends.
But also uni doesn't have to be wild. You can make it what you want it to be. Because, this is what I wanted to make a video about, is that I was discussing this with my friend, who was I discussing with this today?
You've always discussed this, because it's an important topic.
I was discussing the fact
to not feel bad for, like, the amount of, the FOMO that you will get is... That's probably the reason I wanted to leave the most, is because I'd never had friends before properly, like all this going out, going clubbing. I've never had it in London, and then you come to uni and then suddenly loads of people get really close and you're like, oh, I'm not in that.
I always felt like I had to be social and I had to live this very typical uni life of like going out and but going out in the sense of like nights out, heavy drinking, like 3 times a week. And I think I've only realised in the last 8 months that life isn't for me, and I'd much prefer to be in bed by 11. But it makes it more fun. And no one is ever going to come up to you and say you're super lame for doing that. No one cares what you do. And it's because like you just learn to live with people who also like, the boys aren't similar like that. Like the boys I live with go out like a lot, and that's just how they spend their day. And the same with Charlotte, she goes out a lot. But they know that I just won't go with them, and I'll be there as the agony aunt when they all come back drunk. Because our courses are all so intense, you want to die.
And it's also, the companionship as well. It's sort of like,
courses are just
you know,
so wild.
yeah, because
me out.
everyone's sort of like, oh, Friday night, you know, when the deadline's done, let's all go out and go crazy. But the rest of the week, everyone will just do revision together, library, and there's so many. I don't know, I guess because there's not a lot of nightlife in Falmouth, but you make the most of like the little independent.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, because Cornwall's so beautiful on the coast, you can just have a little drive or like picnics. But yeah, definitely everyone respects
great drives.
Self-care. Self-care is so
down here. Everyone just loves a bit of self-care. I recorded a really sad video of me walking around Liz's flat earlier. I'll show you that.
I don't really know how to explain the timing at uni because it simultaneously goes so slow
but so fast,
and you won't understand this until you get to uni, because suddenly 4 weeks will go like that, and then you've got your deadline and you're like, shit.
Goodbye to Liz's flat.
God.
I'm so sad. I think I might cry. Fuck off him. I've just so many memories I've had.
Everything's weird. Falmouth is weird. You meet weird old men like all the time.
You know, when Sam and I were on the bus, and I thought I'd lost my glasses, and the guy next to us, was talking to Sam because he's also got glasses, and he was like, well, if the lady has lost her glasses, you need to give her the glasses. And then Sam and I awkwardly, as we're both super awkward, just laughing on the bus. And then the guy goes, this is why you need a dog and a caravan, and starts viciously laughing, and you sort of think, this is fun.
Second year out. First year out. We will see you in September. Well, no, I mean, I'm going to see you like next week. But
I'll be back.
Sure, and she's coming back in like
and
we have
that special video.
We have a video planned.
A very special
which is going to be wild. But I hope that you've enjoyed the content, because I suppose this is kind of the last uni related.
This is probably the most realistic conversation.
This is the most realistic uni conversation, but I do have one coming which is all specifically about my course and what we did in second year. Yeah, this is like probably a very honest chat about Falmouth Uni. Hopefully we both still have places on our degrees after we've uploaded this.
Well, I mean, my tutor said I'm one of those students that he has no idea where I'm going to be next year.
So maybe
take that with
a pinch of salt.
Yes, do that thing.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Oh, is that how they do it? Oh, yeah. I love it. Oh, that's so cool.
Wait, do another one.
Sounds like posing in front of the camera. This is weird. Uni chats. God, I can already see it. Oh wait, hold on. I don't know what to do.